is brine tight. I'm gonna cut hay. See you in 5 hours. This ain't good. That's gonna make this day suck. Going back to the dark ages, guys. For some reason, my auto track isn't working. That happened to Jeff when he cut his field last week. Like, it was working just fine, and all of a sudden it quit working. Now it's saying I need to activate my auto track again, which requires a lengthy phone call followed by a lengthy code that I gotta type in. I message our manager at John Deere, and hopefully, maybe by the time I get to the field, we'll have this thing ready to go. Woo! Otherwise, my lines are gonna be crooked. Come on, auto steer. Here we are. It's not looking much better, really, if any better than our second cutting. This did get 3 inches of rain on it since we cut it last, and the last inch 25 was about 5 days ago. And it had already flowered pretty well. Once this stuff flowers, it doesn't grow much more, and the quality starts going down. Around the time of flower, you want to start cutting it, but we were hoping that inch 25 was going to grow it up a little bit, make this cut a little more worth it. I've been talking to John Deere. They're hopefully going to set me up with a code. People have farmed many years without auto steer. It's just nice to have. That way I'm not white knuckling it. And also, when you get off a little bit on one of your passes without auto steer, and then the next swath you're off more, and then it's like you're going through those big fast turns at the Daytona 500. It gets pretty messy. Anyway, we got 70 acres and it's gonna take a while. I'm gonna have to drive slower if I gotta freehand it, so let's get rolling. Looks like some decent stuff. It's got some moisture to it. I am cutting a little early, but this was gonna take me a long time today. Also, I'm not sure what's going on. You can see this kind of little strip here that didn't get cut well. Like, all the blades on there are brand new and the head's spinning fast, so I'm not sure why we're not doing a great job cutting that little bit. There's definitely some weight to it right now with all that water in it. Haven't heard back from the John Deere yet about my auto steer. We're getting some pretty nice windrows out here. Right here's not the thickest or the tallest. I'm gonna try to widen out the windrow a bit, let it dry out a little better, especially since every morning we got some dew. It's gonna take a bit for this stuff to dry down. So that runs a little deflector in here, and when it's all the way down, it allows that hay to hit these kind of, I would call them veins, I don't know, that make the stuff bunch up. But when you lift that up, the deflector goes down, so the hay coming through there hits that deflector, shoots down more, and hits less of the things in here that are at an angle. I'm terrible with terminology, but regardless, that's gonna widen out the windrow so it can dry better. Right next to this alfalfa field is that grass right there, which has some alfalfa interseeded into it. And then, of course, that pasture's running out of grass, and so we're wanting to put the cows out there. Just a little worried that there might be too much alfalfa out there, which causes bloat. Makes a real frothy substance in their rumen when they eat it. And so we're gonna cut that. We might only get 1 or 2 bales, but, you know, a little bit more hay and protecting our cattle against bloat. It looks pretty good. Yeah, otherwise I'm white knuckling it at 11 miles an hour all day. That's hauling dirt. All right, back to her. Oh! I did not see that one coming. Good Lord almighty. I'd be perfectly okay if that did not happen again. One thing I don't really like about this unit is the steering wheel. Like, when I am running it without auto steer, the steering wheel is just kind of small. You know, like I gotta close my hand like all the way to get a good grip on it. I just need something a little thicker to get a good grip on, you know? Quite the storm of birds. Jeff had a bit of a rodeo this morning. This is bumpy. He was watching a sale barn auction, and there was a decent calf that was cheap, and he bought it. Well, he went to unload it this morning, and apparently a door or something was open, and it ran out on the loose, and Jeff hopped in his side-by-side to go chase it, bring it back, and hopped the fence into the neighbor's beans, and it just kept going, he said. It ended up, he didn't know where it went, and it's gone. Long gone. He said, if I see a red calf that's kind of mean running around, it's his. So the good thing is he didn't pay much for it, but yeah, that's not a good return on the investment. I don't want to speak too soon, but my line is holding pretty good so far down there. You know, I've seen it before where it looks like you're doing like a half moon or something. It gets pretty twisty there, but as of right now, we got somewhat a straight line. I'm pretty proud of myself. Still do not have a call back from the John Deere about a code for that sweet nectar we call auto steer. My thumb is on fire from clenching as hard as it can. Running about 11.7 miles an hour. But we'll get her done, and then we'll do a little welding, little concreting, get some tubes nice and straight in the earth, and get ready for our gate welding project. Yep, I'd love to.
It's going to be long. I'll go through it sonically, just a letter at a time.
Okay.
And Mike Yankee, D Delta, R Romeo, hit enter.
Alright, it worked. Alright, thank you very much.
Yeah, bud.
No more white knuckling for this guy. Alrighty. That's a little better. Seems like it's going to be a nice cloudy day today, and they're actually talking 30% chance of rain all of a sudden tonight. Kind of sucked to get this rained on. We're so tight with moisture that, you know, we'll take what we can get. This hay is turning out really good. I think we should get about a bale to the acre, which is phenomenal. That's about as good as our first cut before it got 100 degrees for many days on end. That sucks, dude. So at the end of this swath, we're gonna head over there. We got about 6 passes, real short, of some alfalfa. Cut that, head home, get some lunch. Looking at my phone. Oh, I lucked out. If my wheels would have hit that hole, it would have hurt a bit. We got a 60% chance of rain next hour, and it's just that hour. There's some little squall, I don't know what you call it. it flying through here, so I had to call Dad because I got concrete and bags sitting out. I'd have to buy some more bags if we got that rained on. It's not going to stop me from working the rest of the day, that's for sure. Just a little drizzle coming through, maybe. So this was freehand. That ain't too bad. Little wave in there, and then of course we come to the auto steer, and it's pretty dang straight as it should be. 12:30 on the dot. I put my header down right at 8, so it took 4.5 hours, about exactly, to cut that. You got your nice little grass clippings and alfalfa. We won't get much, but it's gonna make some really tasty hay. Hello? Hello? Thing's gassy. So we got these two stuck in the ground. This one did not turn out how I wanted it to be. I wanted it about a good 6 inches that way, but the old hole to the old railroad tie made it so my bit was falling in there, and that's my excuse. And so now I'm gonna have to just shorten these up a little bit, and then they'll still be able to slide in and out, these couplers, but I just gotta shorten them up to make them all fit, and that fence will go straight into here. With the sackcrete, I like to put some down at the way bottom and then do gravel and then put more at the way top. That way there's something big on the way bottom and top, so it's got a lot of earth pushing against the sackcrete in there, and then I don't have to fill the entire hole with sackcrete, which would get a little expensive. But I guess if I had to choose between spending a little bit more money and have this move and start sagging, I suppose I'd choose spend a little bit more money. So I guess it'll either work or I'll learn something today. So this one's gonna need a little extra beef. I took the longest one, put it here, and this one's getting 6 bags of sackcrete, which is almost double what the other ones have been getting. The reason for that is this one is the only one that's not going to be welded to some continuous next to it, and also this one's going to have 2 gates hanging off of it, so it's going to have a lot of weight, and it's not going to have any support from any other things. So this thing's going to need a lot of sackcrete. It's got a deep hole, 2 at the bottom. I'm going to put 4 at the top, 4 bags at the top. Over the next few years, we'll see if I skimped too much and had a total disaster. And then in a little bit, we'll get the unit running, the Ranger 225, and we'll do some welding. Alright, we're ready to rock. We got our ground clamp on there. Weld these on, move this over a little bit. It's gonna be fairly simple. We're gonna pretty much wrap it up here. We just got one left, and then I'll get measurements. I think I gotta shorten these up a little bit, and then we'll get measurements, and I'll start building these gates in the shop with the wire feed. Looks a lot better when I do it like that. Then we'll weld them up. I was hoping I'd be able to crank these off, but also at the same time it'd be strong enough to where that 300-pound piece of iron doesn't fall on me. I need a bigger hammer. Well, that's going to take me a while, so hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Sad that alfalfa and pretty much hang season is over. We got some baling left, some raking, and this fun project. So I hope you continue watching us here at Sonne Farms. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.